Oh, you're ready?
But you say you can hear him, but how can you be sure that was him? That's the problem.
He was the one that was recording.
Okay.
He was the one that was recording on the other side. You can't see him. You could hear him.
Okay, but you could hear him. That's a problem because it could be anybody else. You know? How can you? Did he introduce himself?
Listen, I remember he was using his phone. He came to here to start something. I was trying to help him. He didn't want me
But
to
you
help
cannot even remember. It was last month. It was 2 months ago. It was 6 months
How
ago.
many people I see a day?
Do you know how many times?
So, ma'am, he's looking for some more additional information for his Oprah request, correct?
Yes, he just wants everything that. Yeah,
But let me just, so when you make Oprah requests, you have to be specific to a certain degree.
we understand that.
Okay, so when he wrote that email, it's a little broad. So if he's looking for, say, a specific date, he's got to name the date.
He already named the date several times on his emails. The dates are there. If you send another one today, the date is there. September 5th is there.
Do you have the email?
Yeah.
Can I see?
And this is, so the problem with this, are you familiar with the program Arrive?
Yes.
Okay. So, unfortunately, this house, 1764, should be on that program. And it should be noted that that house, somebody that lives there qualifies for that program. Because if that was done a long time ago, nothing, this is destroying his self-esteem, is destroying his school, and there was no need for the police to be involved. He's not a criminal. You know what I mean? He's not a criminal.
So have you reached out for any mental health services through Arrive or anything since, if you're saying that you're, you're looking for it?
I'm aware of it. I'm part of the parents group,
Okay.
and that's why I know about it. And
So for the most part now, when we respond to any kind of mental health crises, we usually reach out to Arrive to assist. Because instead of making a mandatory transport, when they're available, depending on their time frame, because it could be all over, they'll come out to the scene and do an assessment right there.
but when did you, as a Rahway department, implemented the system?
We just signed into the program.
Okay.
So it was a county system that's slowly
Yes.
been implementing throughout the county.
Yes.
We're now a part of it. So we
Yes.
now utilize the system.
So as you can see, he's asking here.
So she showed me this email. So who is, I'm sorry, right here. Mark and Mary.
I'm Mary, and Mark is my business partner.
Okay, so if he's looking for, say, specific phone logs from you specifically, he's got to provide like a phone number, something that we can even look up and reference. Just like if I can't even imagine how many
Yeah, but
Mark or Marys have contacted the police department over the last year.
I
You
know,
you
but he
understand?
had sent the email prior with the dates. He had sent the email with the dates of everything that needs to be,
But she said there's certain things that are missing. So did he resend it with those specific dates, and not just resend the whole thing, but the ones that are missing?
I don't know. They did resend it to you requesting.
See, when it comes down to recording, I don't get the recording. The detective bureau sends the recordings directly to the requester. They only tell me, yes, we sent it.
This is just a snowball that needs to stop. My son has the right to have a normal life. The last time the police was there, they closed the street. He's embarrassed to come outside, and that's a reason of one of the reasons a Arrive program was implemented, because situations like this, and I just don't see it getting any better. Now he said anyway that I can his police reports can be locked, that nobody can access them. Because that's one of his concerns.
Are you talking about like sealing reports?
Yes. What can be done to seal his reports?
You have to talk to an attorney about that. That's not something that we would just do on our own. That's something that if you're looking to seal some form of a record, say an expungement for being, you say you got locked up for marijuana back.
No. He doesn't have any criminal record.
No. I'm just giving you an example.
Yes.
So that's what we consider an expungement, and then we would go through the process. Once we received the legal guidance, we would expunge the record.
Okay, so he doesn't have any criminal records.
No,
Okay,
I know, I'm
that
just-
he had. The problem I have the records that he has here is that last time that they went there, they were looking at the prior records and using that.
So in house we wouldn't be stealing records away so we can't reference them, because if say we were going to a house with any kind of mental health crisis, it benefits us to know that there's a history and what we've done in the past to address that.
Okay, but what they done in the past to address that did not work. They take him to the hospital like they do that so many times to other, people. They stay there 4 days and, they're out because they don't need to be there or whatever the case may be. And that is a $2,000 charge for that ambulance plus the hospital, that falls into me. So I have a problem with that that is no need for this type of situations. They lied to me. The police lied to me. They said, we just want to talk to your son. Nothing is going to happen. I said, listen, he already went to Trinitas. They released him. Nothing is wrong with him. So, I'm going to talk to him and, please, he said, oh yeah, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. Sure enough, they, closed the street. They told me that if I didn't open the door, they're going to break my door.
So,
I'm like,
so that is
this.
So situations, depending on
crazy.
what's being relayed to police, there are certain circumstances that either somebody could be forced to go to a hospital or entry could be forced into a home based on whatever information we might have. You don't get to the end until you go through everything, right?
Yes, but the thing is, this is how it started. It was from the Roselle Police Department where he used to live with his father that has mental issues.
Okay.
So, because you're taking and I went to the police department so many times and they assured me that they were going to revise their reports because they were wrong, and we know that a lot of times these police reports are not correct. So they assured me of that, and that nothing was done. And then that was not good enough for them. They found out that he lives in Rahway, and they send something here. So what happens is when a person is asking you for all this information and you don't address the issue, it escalates to a point where that person will act crazy because it's like, why aren't you giving me this that I'm by law entitled to? And the problem on the 5th, it was this first day of school. They had no reason to go to the house.
Are you talking about this month?
Yeah, in September this
September.
year.
Okay.
That was the first day of school. And they had gone again to some, it was like, they told me it was on Facebook, it was not on Facebook. Then apparently they told me it was on Messenger on the police department, website. Listen, unfortunately, it is social media, it is a free country, and people are entitled to voice their opinions.
Sure.
And sometimes they are not what people wants to hear. I get that.
Sure.
But when he gets so frustrated, the way he has been treated like a criminal. He's not a criminal. I keep emphasizing that. So, this escalates. This has been going on since September 5th when he started school. He started asking, they call me. They lied to me. They said, your son just posted something on Facebook. It was not true. So if they call me, you should have on September 5th a recording that somebody called me, and all that phone should be there, and that's what he's looking for to see, because I call my son right away.
So when it comes to phone calls, you need to provide a phone number that you were contacted on or from.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be specific. She can't it's not just a search button that you can search anything.
Yeah, I can write it. Yeah, it's my phone number. So
The date, a time frame. Mark or Mary, that'd be you and your husband.
Yes.
Last names, so we can reference last names too.
Well, the phone call was to me, was not to him, to Mark.
No,
It was
okay.
to me.
But I know it says in there Mark and Mary, so it's
Yeah,
So
but
when you make this request, if you want it fulfilled, you need some sort of specificity that says it was on this date and time to this phone number during this incident, or you have a case number that references it too, and it really narrows down where you can search because sometimes you can't search.
But this is what happens. So they told me it was in his Facebook. So I called my son. I said, "Give me access to your Facebook now. I want to see what you put in there because I got alarmed what they are talking about." Sure enough, my son gives me his access to his Facebook page. Nothing was there. I call back. I said, "There is nothing in there." Oh, let me see. Whatever he told me. And then, he said, "Oh, actually it was on the police department messenger, which I couldn't have access to. I couldn't, I tried to find out, I didn't see it. But give me the right information. You cannot just give, yesterday, she told me that there is a thumb drive here to be picked up. I told her that I would come today to pick it up, but yesterday she said that, she wasn't happy with my son because he posted something on YouTube. She doesn't remember when. When she told me yesterday, I thought it was recent. So I told my son, Elise is asking for you to remove the YouTube, so now he's going crazy. Like, what is she talking about? When was that? When did I do that? I mean, yeah, it can drive somebody crazy when, you are already, being treated the way you're being treated. This has been going on for 40 years.
So
if there was something, if this has been going, between the Roselle Park Department, it needs to stop. My son needs to be able to move on with his life, and he can't because this is.
Ma'am, I can tell you, we don't look for these things. We're not looking to add work to our daily schedule. It's when these things comes in, we just
be going out there looking for criminals, not
we do as much as I can to mitigate what we're going to and how we can. Like I said, now we're part of the Arrive program. So if we ever have to respond back out, we are contacting Arrive. And again, depending on their availability, because they do work in the counties, and there's just one car that goes through the entirety of Union County. So it could be immediate response, or I think the other day we may have waited 2 or 3 hours for it. It just depends on the availability. But again, mental health crisis is a big thing in this nation. We're doing our best to move in with the times and keep it going.
Sometimes people are stressed out. It's not like they have.
This is a job full of stress. We understand.
Yeah. Some people get stressed out. Life events doesn't mean that they're crazy or something is wrong with them. And we just need to, try to work with people, not against them. And try, to raise good citizens, not somebody that's going to be so upset the way they have been treated with the police departments. We don't want that. So I'm just asking, if he asks for something, he has been ignored. Nobody even responds to him, and then he gets overwhelmed, and yes, then he sends emails, with language that he probably shouldn't. But if somebody
when you say he's being ignored, you mean for like the records we're requesting?
Yes. So it's like somebody should reply and say, okay, what are you looking specifically, or tell me what But no, because I have been CC'd on, so if you reply, I would have got a reply, and I didn't get only one person. That was a totally different
Only if you
department.
were CC'd by the resender.
Well,
If he CC'd you, that's fine, but if say she doesn't CC you, you're not going to get the notification.
But if he's keeping asking, it's because he didn't get them. Otherwise, he would not.
But he's just got to be, like I said, he's got to be very specific in what he's asking for. You can't just, like I want all the phone calls for the month of January on. We're not going to fulfill it.
No, I understand that, but I know exactly what September 5th. My phone number is 973-980-8899. I can't recall exactly the time, but it was probably around 11 o'clock in the morning. 980-8899. They did end up, not going there, Mary Nunes, but it was enough to stress him out. You know what I mean? It was enough to stress him out.
So you just got the thumb drive now, so he hasn't even had a chance to look at it.
No, and I don't even know what it is.
So tell him to go through the thumb drive. If there's something missing from his request, and again, it's got to be somewhat specific. We can't just fill anything. You can't say, I want everything from the police department, right? Just like that.
I understand,
you specified.
But was, in his emails, I could tell that he was very specific. But one of the things that he's been asking, it's about this phone call that they call me.
Okay.
Because sometimes.
But I'm just telling you, just from the way it was written, you're not getting it fulfilled because you can't.
Yeah, no, but that was just email that he sent today. Okay. I know that he has sent others.
Okay.
And it just the situation needs to stop. My son,
Ma'am, I can promise you, we're not out there looking to harass or something in any way.
And I thought that was done, like when they went there, and it got, and then. This September 5th, when the first day of school, I'm like, why would they do this? Like, it should be like, people should, when they look at the records, they should really look at what's important in that record for that address, and, and not just jump and go there. And I know one time,
depending on the call, it's not, you can't have officers come in and look through all the reports. So you have a dispatcher
But that's
referencing as much as they can, depending on whatever this is. Say it was a call for him to hurt himself, right? You're going to have officers going over there full bore, just to prevent anything that could happen. And the dispatcher, while dispatching them, is trying to look up records to reference if we have any history, if there's anything, if we can call you, if there's things that we can use. But this is all happening within like 30 seconds.
So I owned that house, and the previous tenants had a lot of issues, and the police was there all the time. The guy went to jail. I don't know what kind of issues were. The guy went to jail. So I can just...
Well, we don't just associate with the address.
Well...
It's going to be associated with the caller. But if we don't get information, yes, we're going to look at the address,
they were there.
And you're going to go through it all.
So I happened to be in the area. There were 2 police cars there. I said, you know, what are you doing here? And they asked me for my tenant's name. I said, he has not been living here for the past 3 years. He was in jail. He never came back.
Oh, you know he was a tenant at the house?
Yes.
Okay.
But my son was already there, and the police went there looking for my tenant. So I'm telling you, so the information that they have on the records is not updated, because they would know that address, who lives there. It's 1764, 1768. 1764, that is a kid, that is my tenant's kid, is very, very autistic, this kid. Mm-hmm. It's not good for him to see all these police cars and police there all the time. That should be known in the town. Who lives where, you know what I mean? So, yeah, my son was already living there, and the police was looking for, and I understand that address is attached to a lot of police going there in the past, but they need to understand that is a different person living there now. You know, like, the police was there all the time. The guy ended up being arrested, I don't know for what. Mm-hmm. I found out because he didn't pay me rent for a few months. I went there. I had to call the police, and I said, I don't want somebody to open the door and shot me, So, I found out that he was in jail. So I don't know, maybe some police officers see that address and they jump in there because they used to go there probably every other day to that address. But now it's a different person.
So your tenant, if they have a highly autistic child, they could always come in and fill out a report here, just notifying the desk, and you can implement something in the system so there's an alert that shows up when you respond to a certain address. Because it's 2 different addresses, right? You said
the houses are together. It's a side-by-side house.
But it's 2 different numbers, right?
Yeah, it's 2 doors, but the houses are attached.
But 2 different numbers?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can always put an alert in the system.
Yes.
When responding to this specific address, you have a highly autistic child.
Yeah, that kid
and it just shows up.
I don't even know how old.
But that would be up the parent. I don't know how old.
Yeah, no, the parent. I will talk to my tenant, but I know that this kid gets upset when
sure,
these things happen.
Understandable.
And, it's just not right.
But again, even with that alert, like if we go to say your side, we're still depending on the situation. It's not. You can't always show up with no lights, no sirens. It just depends on police response. It really depends on the call.
Between the police from Roselle Park,
I can't.
Yeah,
I understand you had some bad experiences there.
Oh yeah.
We can only try to make it better for you, and that's what we'll do.
I'm trying to get that done, and I don't want this. I cannot. I don't know how much I can handle.
I think we all want our lives to be a little bit easier. So
I went to be part of the parents group because something needs to be done. It's not just my kid.
Now, is part of that group? Is there somebody that actually comes to the house or anything?
No. I belong to a group,
like a support group for Arrive.
Not for Arrive. It's for parents in New Jersey. Where Arrive, where somebody came to talk in the group about Arrive, and some of our testimonials help to implement.
So it's a group you guys can communicate and discuss any issues.
It's the New Jersey Health Mental Health group.
Okay.
Yeah, it's they are based in Springfield.
Okay. But yeah, we are part of the program now. So when we go after these calls, as long as there's no immediate threat of harm where somebody needs to be detained.
The stories that you hear on these parents groups, about the police are not.
Well, you got to remember, we're not mental health professionals. We're there for
Exactly,
public safety.
exactly.
So if it's
Yeah.
an allegation of a public safety
It's
thing,
horrible.
we're responding in a safety,
Yeah.
in a way to secure a
Yeah.
scene.
But that's
and
what
then professionals.
we have been fighting for, that, police officers are not trained for some of these situations. And, it just makes things so bad for a lot of
Sure.
these young people.
Right, Mary, I will send all this request to the Detective Bureau and the City Attorney for review. And once it gets completed, we will email. But if it's a large video, you get into a time.
Okay, but if he had asked for this already in September, why didn't that go to the Attorney General?
I'm not sure. He's not
So
here.
check the thumb drive and see, for all intents, everything might be on the thumb drive that he's looking for.
You said this is not about the September 5th, right?
That one, no. That
Oh,
one,
okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's what he's asking for.
But he gave him,
But see, this is the problem. Like, I was CC'd on emails. He asked for this stuff in September. And why does this now have to go to the Attorney General again?
No, the city attorney.
Or whatever it is. It should have been sent in September. You know what I mean?
It was sent.
And they need to respond. Listen, I understand.
Hold on, go ahead.
They need to
Hold on.
respond.
What is she saying?
No, it was sent from the Detective Bureau, and he received it. But then he came back for video, phone logs. I'm waiting from the response for the Detective Bureau. He wasn't specific before. This is a whole new Oprah request. When he first asked for the video, we gave the video. He came back for a flash or phone log recording after. I was waiting for the Detective Bureau to get back to me if there is any phone logs or any recording of that sort.
Well, like I said, that is to be a phone log because they did call me on the September 5th. They called me, and and they did tell me that he had something on Facebook and it was not correct. You have to be careful when you give out information that is not correct particularly in these situations. Because of course I'm going to call my son and say, what did you put on Facebook? And there was nothing in there. So so are you clear now about what you need?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
It's clear what.
If you
what that was
please,
provided. But
I know my
this-
son is an
this
adult.
This is now this today is a new request because he's asking for this request now.
Well, for this request, and now he's gonna ask for the fact that you told me that you put your face on a YouTube channel, and he's concerned about that, and now he wants proof that was him. And like I told you, it's gonna be a little hard to navigate this one, because if you said that he was the one and it was his voice, somebody's voice can be so similar. How can you be sure that was him?
Okay.
I mean, you have two options here. You can either try to look, because you said somebody else showed it to you, try to find out the name of that person that showed it to you, and if you can find it, or, you can, you're just going to have to give him an explanation, because you did tell me that, and I did relay that to him. I said that you asked for the video to be taken down. That's what you asked me yesterday. This
And
was
Kevin said there was
yesterday.
no video.
Kevin said, what is she talking about? When did this happen? When did I went there and did this? And now he's going to be whole hang up on this. Again, another thing that he needs to deal with.
So not that he didn't put the video online. He's also saying he never came here and recorded anything.
Yes, he
Okay.
said,
Okay.
when did I go there to record her? And I honestly, with this plastic over, it's hard to see your face. I mean, I don't know what kind of video you saw, but you're going to have to be clear about that. And, get an explanation to him, saying that somebody showed you a video and sounded like his voice. If that's the case, I don't know what it was. But it could have been my son or not at this point. But now we are saying that was him. I don't want to get involved in any of this. My son is an adult, but, I need him to get his life back on track. But this ends up, biting back at me, because now she told me this, and now he's saying that it's not true, and I'm like in the middle of it. You know what I mean? It's very difficult situation to be in, because now he's going to say, she has to prove what she told you, and what am I
Does he have a
saying?
YouTube page or anything?
I couldn't find any. I'm not saying that he doesn't have one. I couldn't find any. And she said somebody show it to her because she doesn't have it. But you cannot do these things. I mean, you have to be clear about this kind of stuff. And, you know, because if you don't see if it's his, how can you say that it's his phone? You know, what if it's somebody, I mean, and look, nowadays with AI, you have to be so careful what you see out there in the internet. You know, they can put your face in somebody else's body with your voice, and, you know, that the internet, you know, cannot be. Please CC me on it, and I need to get to the bottom of this.
Go on YouTube.
Say it again?
Go on your YouTube.
Okay. No, I don't usually go. Okay.
Type in Rahway Police records.
Like that?
Now enter. Now scroll down. Keep going. Hold on. Keep going. Give me 1 second.
Oh my gosh.
Did you put Rahway Police records?
Rahway Police Records,
Okay,
yes.
Hold on. Something's not right. Put Rahway NJ records. Sorry about that.
Okay. Rahway NJ
Records.
Records. Okay.
Department.
Okay.
Try and now search and see if that pops up. Okay, that's it right there.
Okay. So
That's the website right there.
That video right
okay.
there.
This is the video that he
That's the
did?
video.
Okay, so let's.
Very much aware that I'm representing myself.
This is not my voice,
and
my son.
the prosecutor
This is
and
not my
evidence
son's
that you guys
voice.
obtained against me illegally that day will not be allowed to be used against me inside court unless I'm allowed to witness that evidence. The
This is not my
evidence
son's voice. I'm sorry.
supposed to be given to me, and that means I don't have to pay
Not
for
my
it
son's
because
voice.
it's
Okay.
evidence
Can swear to that.
was
Okay.
supposed to be used against me in a trial inside a court of law.
Hi.
Yeah.
Because I recorded her.
Police report or records? I spoke to you the other day. Are you here for a report? Okay, you're here.
Yeah, you never told me we were going to see my uncle and made up like a bunch of shit. And if I would have, he dropped it. But if that would have stayed on my record somehow, it just drove me crazy. And it was false.
So are you looking to you're looking to make a new report about something with an officer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because after he did that, now it's like he's taunting me to try and get me to fight with him.
A report? Just give me your address too.
But this is not my son. This is not my son. This March, there was nothing on March.
I thought you were tired already.
That's not my son's voice. I can swear to everything that you know. This is not my son.
Okay. I don't know.
I
your son's
can
voice.
swear in front of whoever. This is not my son. Do you know what my son looks like? This is not my son.
Insurance company for the state of New Jersey because the bus hit me and they don't want to pay me my money either. Like everybody's tripping, bro. Everybody wants their money, but
Has your son ever been hit by a bus?
No.
Okay, so obviously I
Okay, so
explained
this
to her
man maybe
that
had a
I'm representing
camera.
myself.
This what?
That
I'm sorry?
means any evidence from my
See, okay, you went to get his camera, and so
you realize because I complained because last time when I had a problem with them, another guy
it's not my son.
turned his camera on and I reported him. You understand what I'm saying? Like listen. So basically, as I explained to her previously, that I'm representing myself. So that means I'm good. Obviously, your charm has been treating you too well because you're still here. I thought you wanted to relax and stuff already.
Wow, I'm glad you found it. I'm so glad you found it because we can put this to rest. This is not my son.
Okay. So what's going on? So basically, I'm supposed to be able to receive my evidence. The last time you guys sent it to me like 2 months too late. It was a Friday before I had court for this matter. I explained to the...
I can give you a number of somebody that does.
Well, I'm saying she has my evidence here because yes, she does. She just told me that I have to give her $5 and she's going to give me the USB. The USB, I sent an email.
That's not my son.
To come here to Rahway Police Department to pick up a USB drive with my evidence, but they said I had to give them $5.
That's for this case, not for my son.
Several times to Judge Kean's
Okay, so
office.
that's not.
This happened last time, and I said, well, I was myself, and it doesn't make a difference. You guys can't use any evidence against me unless I'm allowed to see it first. So who's going to contact the prosecutor's office and let them know that whatever evidence you guys have for these tickets, that has to be dismissed? You guys just don't want to give it to me because of what the officer did, because I want to file you.
Nothing to do with my son at all.
Okay.
So I need to make this, but see how things happen, and see how misunderstandings can happen.
I have it here. It was sent to me in an email saying
Wow.
I have it here. It's USB drive. She just told me right now, give me $5. So that means
That's exactly what she told me.
She's refusing to give me my evidence for my matter because I refuse to give her $5 because I don't have to. I'm legally entitled to that. I don't have to pay you for no evidence. You are aware of that, correct?
No, my son.
I'm going to speak with her. I mean, you're telling me your side, but
I'm saying you're a police officer. You should be aware of this.
So this should have a date here.
So this looks like it was posted 9 days ago. Okay, can I click this, you want?
Sure,
Like I said, 'cause
please.
Even Judge Montez doesn't even
Oh my
understand
God.
that violation is 2 points by law because you
So
lied under
get-
I'm gonna see if I can bring up the thing
and
here.
that's the reason why I actually had an email I sent to him because I said that I need
Still
an
loading.
impartial judge, not a partial one, because of everything that happened
Oh, there it
last
is.
time when he lied when we were
Oh,
on.
I'm gonna share
for
this
Zoom.
link.
And that's all on camera, by the way, because he lied and said that whatever points I had on my record never came from this court because of whatever violation
So,
I had. But if he was
It's
anywhere
9
near
days ago,
being
so this was recent.
Oh, here's your son.
Kevin, I have you on speakerphone. We just got to the bottom of the video and I'm gonna send it to you. It's not you, it was somebody else. They're not lying, it was somebody else. But I'm still here, okay? I'm gonna I know. Okay, Kevin, I need to finish this. It's not your fault. Nobody's saying that's your fault. I told you that I was going to come here today to get to the bottom of this, and I'm here to do that. Kevin, I need to go, okay? Kevin, I need to go. We'll talk in a little bit, okay? See? It's just, you know. So, can we take these dates to see? It's not my son, I can tell you for a fact. You can check the, you know.
So, well, the problem, I don't know what the date is. I don't know if it's said throughout the conversation here. If there's not said throughout the conversation, I actually said, like, I'm going to be honest, she probably deals with thousands of people a year.
I understand, but you can, you know.
We're calling a specific event.
She told me to pick up, so this flash drive is not even belongs to my son. The flash drive that I just picked up, she just told me is for that case. So if that's for this
Hold on.
case, Kevin, I'm still
Elsie,
here
is it,
looking
this flash
at the
drive's for her,
videos.
correct?
Yeah, that's for that case.
It's
Okay.
not you.
Recorded.
Okay. Ma'am, that
Yeah.
she's saying that is a flash drive for your son?
Let me get the case
Uh-oh.
number.
Okay, Kevin, can you please let me deal with this and then we deal with that? I cannot do everything at the same time. What do you need? Make them do what? Okay, I will, okay, Kevin, please. Okay, Kevin. Okay.
Can I see the flash drive that I gave you so I can write
I
down
can be
the
honest
number?
with you. I could have retired.
So is this for my son or is this not for my son?
Yeah, that is for sure.
Okay, we are getting a little, I'm getting a little aggravated here. This is not my son. Now is very upset with all the right. Now you're telling me this is my son. You're telling me this video was about this
So
flash
she-
drive. No.
So wait, so she's saying that flash drive's for your son. So tell him to go through it. If it's not for him, bring it back so we can clarify. Listen, we're trying to do our best here. So if that's not what he wants, contact us so we can clarify it. I understand your son has gone through some issues, so we don't want to
Yes.
complicate it, but we'll
Yeah,
get to it as
this is
fast
just-
as humanly possible. I get it. It's been a long
this is,
road.
this is affected him in school, and people don't understand how these things can.
She didn't explain nothing to me. She was very rude, actually.
Maybe your past interactions were a little abrasive. I don't know. Maybe she's.
I just need
I
to.
don't know. I don't know what your.
So was New Jersey police?
I'm gonna go find out her
What's
side,
that?
and then I'm gonna get back to you. How's that?
Okay.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
All right.
Make sure you
So-
give me 2 minutes. This is probably gonna make me longer.
Take that home to your son. See if that's the information he needs. Okay.
No, but we need to deal with this now. Like he
What
has
are you
been
looking for?
accused. Well, he has been accused of this video. It's not him. Like, let me show you a picture of my son. I think people are getting a little. We are getting a little.
Well, does your son does he show up on the video where you can see his face?
No, he doesn't.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the
He's
video.
not, but the police officer said, "I'm going to get my camera," so he was
But-
able to film the.
But we would need to know the actual date of the incident to look up the body camera. That's the complication.
Well, you said it was 9 days ago.
No, the video was posted 9 days
It's
ago,
not my
and that
son.
officer, he's retired, so I know he
Oh, my
wasn't
God.
here 9 days ago.
Want me to hold on to the flash drive?
Well, if you're saying that's my son, so I'm going to take it and check it out. If you're not sure, I mean,
Well, here, let me see. Look at it and see if it's for
Take a
Kevin.
look at it.
So we don't
this is
confuse
like
anybody.
really, crazy
It's a
stuff.
misunderstanding.
Well, if it is, I really need you to write an email and apologize. I mean, I think we need that. And we cannot keep doing this to him. That's just not right. I mean, this kid's just been, it's not right.
Has your son come in at all to pick up anything?
I came here one time with him.
When
for sure.
was that?
I don't remember now. It was in the beginning, the first time that.
It was after September when he made the request.
Oh yeah, it was before. We came here before that.
Before he made the request, or after he made the request is what I'm asking.
No, it was before.
Oh, I'm saying since he's made the Oprah request.
This open request, it's we were here last year when the first incident happened. That when the,
So I'm sorry, I really don't have any background in it. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oprah request that you're here to pick up, is this something from last year?
no, it's from this year.
It's
last
something-
year there was an incident.
So I'm saying from whatever the initial Oprah request is that you're here to pick up, when was that made? Do you know? You were CC'd on the emails?
September.
It was made from this September?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know if he's been here to pick up anything
No,
since then?
he has not.
Have you been here before this to pick up anything for this Oprah request?
I had been here last year.
Not
Not for this one. no.
Okay.
Nobody has been here for any of this.
I need something.
Sure. All right. Can you just give me a minute, ma'am?
Yeah. So I just want to show you the picture of my son so there is no confusion. I mean,